Hi everyone, and welcome to Depression Room, or Suppression Room, plus Broodlord Lash Layer. There's a lot of notable trash in Blackwing Lair, but nothing more notable than the famous Depression Room. The way we do it is that we mark a tank, and then we follow the right-hand side. Now, this will be a bit slow when I show it, because I'll actually get suppressed running through it, even though I'm running on retail. When you do this on Classic, you can't do it as swiftly, obviously, so you'll have to stop at different points in time just to make sure that the raid is fully functioning and actually following you around. Rogues will pull these suppression devices down to clear a path. Don't go ahead of the rogues, just stay near the tank. Main tank will show the way, and it makes it a lot simpler for everyone. If you get suppressed, don't panic either and start shouting suppression, suppression, suppression. We will be on it. The rogues know what to do. Everything will be called. So just keep your calm. The most notable thing is, if a tank gets suppressed, hold off on damage a little bit if you're a caster, simply because the tank can't generate as much threat. If you look at this suppression aura, time between attacks is slowed by 400%, which greatly stumps the rage generation from a warrior tank or bear tank, or whichever we're gonna use for this fight. So you would clear all these big ones. So all these hatches need to be cleared on Classic. The worlds will respawn. I think it's an interval of 30 seconds. So they'll just keep coming. So we'll do small breaks running up and towards the boss. Now this alcove right here, this will be where we stop to wait. Do a small ready check to make sure that everything is alright. And then we'll tank the boss into this corner. All the ranged, you'll be placed over here. Stand right next up against the wall. This is very important, mainly because you won't then be hit by this suppression device over here. This will free up another rogue, so we don't have to use all the rogues to keep suppression devices down. The only one we'll need will be this one over here. This one. This is an important one. You might still be hit by this, so we might possibly need 2 rogues, but it should be able to do this only using 1. Once you get around here-ish, the boss will engage. He has a large aggro range, so it's important that you don't start moving towards him before a tank has moved in. So we move in. I'll see if I can do this without killing him first. So boss is pulled, and then pulled to this corner. Once the boss is here, this is a very straightforward tank and spank fight. He has a cleave and a mortal strike, so he's very deadly for tanks. He does a lot of damage, and then he also has his blast wave with a knockback. Threat is the big thing here, so look at your threat meter. You have to be below the second tank on threat at all times. The knockback that Broodlord does, that isn't the blast wave, also halves the tank's threat. It'll be the same mechanic as Wing Buffet, which we'll go through at a later stage when we hit all the dragons. So tank will be stood in this corner, tanking him, tanking him, tanking him. There we go. Just been hit by a little blast wave. When you're a melee, remember to stand up against a wall. So you stand like this. So whenever you get knocked back, you don't get pushed completely far away or into whelps, which would be even worse. Range shouldn't have this issue, as they'll be outranging the blast wave. So first I got knocked back, then I got blast wave. So this is very important. So tanks move into this corner. Once you get knocked back, you'll drop threat automatically. Second on threat will take over, and then it's a race to get back on top threat for whichever tank was tanking. For this one, remember to equip a shield if you're tanking, as he does do a lot of tank damage. Other than that, tank and spank, you kill him, grab some fat loot.